story time of why I stopped smoking, how I stopped smoking, the process of when I stopped smoking. So, boom, here it is. It was never my plan to stop, right? It was God plan for me to stop. He had been nudging me to stop, and I did not want to. For my own reasons, right? I made that an idol in my life. It was, if I was happy, I was going to. If I was sad, I was going to. If I had a good day, I was going to. If I had a bad day, I was going to. If I tied my shoelace, I was going to. If somebody made me mad, I was going to, right? If I wanted to go to sleep because I just woke up, wake and bake, y'all know. The first time I had went maybe about, I think it was like 3 months, and then I was like, well, let me just see like if I could still do it. And I did. And I was fine like the first 1 or 2 times. I think it had to be like that third time. At that time, I was with my best friend at the time, and we went to the beach. And I remember going ahead and doing it a little bit, and I remember just being at the beach with her, and then I just started like crying, and I was just telling her, I just remember sitting there and I remember telling her, like, I don't want to represent God like this, because God had begun to move in my heart concerning it, and I just knew that I needed to stop. But for my own selfish reasons, I did not want to. So I'm sitting there on the beach and I'm crying, and she's just like, yes, Nisha, like you having the breakthrough you need. This is making me feel crazy. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. And I remember just sitting there, and I took a picture of myself and I posted it on my story, and I just felt like, what are you doing? Like he just took the taste out of my mouth. This was nothing that I decided. This was God's doing. I did not decide that I'm not going to do this anymore. God had already told me to stop, and I kept doing it anyways. So it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, Lord, if you want me to stop, you have to take this from me. And he did. I did not go through withdrawals. After that last time, and when I sat on that beach and I cried, that was the last time for me. I did not think about it anymore. I did not have a taste for it anymore. In fact, the last time I tasted it, it tastes disgusting. I did not like the smell of it. The smell of it would make me sick to my stomach. I could not be in the same vicinity of it. All of these things changed for me. That's why I can't take any praise and saying, oh, I stopped, I had the willpower. I did not. I, in fact, did not have the willpower to stop. God had to snatch that thing from me. One of the main reasons why I did it was just sleep at night. My appetite is back regular. I cannot take any glory for what God did. This was literally God's doing, because if it, like I said, if it was up to me, I would have never stopped. And even now, I don't have thoughts of doing it. I don't miss it. I don't feel tempted to do it. It's none of those things. So yeah, if you want it bad enough, just pray and ask him to take it from you. He will in fact do that, because when he told me to stop, I didn't, and I asked him to help me, and he did. And when I say that conviction had came over me so bad, I just never looked back after that. So yeah, it was cold turkey for me after that. I did not wean myself off, nothing. I in fact gave the rest of what I had, because I bought a decent amount, because if you know me, you know that's what I did. I gave all of it away. I still wasn't there yet. I would have threw it in the garbage or even in the ocean, because we was at the beach. But I was like, here, girl. And I gave it away. And yeah, if some of y'all know my story, y'all know that God literally told me, he called me a hypocrite, and then told me I will not be a hypocrite. You're not going to be a hypocrite, and you will not be able to do what everybody else does. This is just my story. This is my story. I kept asking God to help me be a better version of myself, right? And when he started doing all of the things and telling me all of the things I couldn't do, I'm like, keep your eyes on God, because when you put your eyes on other people and what they are doing, that's what messes you up. Sidebar. But I did not want to be saved, right? I was asking him to help me, but I didn't know it was going to take all this. I didn't know it was going to be all this. I was not trying to go this deep, because it gets real around these parts. But That was never my plan. I just wanted to be a better version of myself. And I had been praying that for so long. It had been like a year. And slowly he started chipping away things. But I was picking and choosing what can stay and what can go. Because some things, you know, are strongholds. And smoking was a stronghold for me. And I did not realize that, you know, that was a stronghold for me. I looked at it like, oh, I can control it, but no, it was in fact controlling me. Like, it was an idol. So this is why it was never okay in the eyes of God anyways. Because instead of me going to him, you know, for help, I would, like I said, anything I'm feeling, happy, sad, whatever I did, I ran to that. That's why it was not okay. For like, above everything, that's why it was not okay, because it was an idol. Instead of me going to him and thanking him, I'm like, yes, my Mary J would never, it will never disappoint me, it will never this, it will never that. Just delusion. That's delusional. This is a thing that was being worshipped. You don't realize that you're worshiping it. Moral of this story is, when you ask God for something, you don't get to pick and choose how he does it. You don't get to pick and choose what he has to remove in order to get you what you ask for, or to help you to get what you ask for, or where you're trying to go, right? You ask God for his help, he will do it his way, because his ways are not like our ways, and we cannot lean on our own understanding. So when you ask him for a thing, you have to be ready and prepared for whatever he has to do to get you there, or whoever he has to remove, whatever he has to remove. You have to be okay with taking the necessary steps to get where you're trying to get to, that goal, whatever it is.